Hi, I'm Nular, and in this video I'm going to attempt to explain how I put together my video for Loopop's Superbooth contest. If you haven't seen it, check the link in the description or on the screen right now. So first things first, this performance was all recorded live. I didn't sequence anything, I only used my Launchpad and played everything live like this. Which I'll explain in a second. I didn't even use a click track, so Ableton says it's 127 BPM, but that has nothing to do with what I was recording. I didn't even touch it, didn't use a metronome or anything, so this was 100% live, as are all my other videos. So all the MIDI is coming in on this track, MIDI in. This Launchpad track is just for this custom layout I programmed in Max for Live. Not really super interesting here. Anyway, so the MIDI is coming in only in this channel and all the other, only on this track, and all the other tracks are receiving it from here. So I've got two tracks, two drum tracks. I think the first one has the two kicks, as you can see in this drum rack, hopefully. Well, I'm partially covering it, but anyway, it's here. So two kicks. I've got these. Not even sure how to identify these right now. It says zoom something. I'm sure Loopop will be able to identify the exact samples. But this one says Portal Drum. So I really like this kick. I went with this. And yeah, there's some weird noisy hi-hat kind of thing here, which I didn't use too much. And I don't think I used it at all. Just, you know, I left some of these here while I was experimenting with the sounds. This set wasn't designed in detail, really. I just, you know, went with it and tried random stuff until I liked what I heard. Anyway, so this is one of the drum tracks. Basically just the two kicks and these, the ones I was using. And the other drum track has, hopefully you can see more or less. So here's a drum rack which has the snares, the closed hi-hats, open hi-hats. I'm not sure I even use this. And it has these long samples. So there's this noisy thing, which I, you know, just hit sometimes for this background thing, not really super exciting. And there's this other one which I use at the beginning. Yeah, this is a really fun sample. I heard this in quite a few of the other entries. Really, really good, nice texture for the background. And there's another hi-hat here, which I don't think I used. So together with the two drums, I can do my usual finger drumming thingy. And I used lots of effects on a per pad basis as well, I think. Well, maybe not. Mostly on a per drum rack basis, I guess. So, for example, here, this is the processing of the snares. So I used a reverb here in this chain, a send reverb. And then I use this auto filter with like almost 12 dB drive. So this is driving this whole chain quite heavily, which I think works well for these snares. And there's a compressor at the end, and this other drum rack which has the kick, it has again a filter with a lot of drive. And it's basically the same signal chain, except that I added an extra EQ in the end. So I only used the official Loopop samples and Ableton Live 10's built-in effects here. Except, so for the master, which I used another live set for the mastering, I used a a bunch of non-Ableton effects, but they didn't really change the sound fundamentally, I think, just, a little bit of polish. All right, so, and now we get to the more exciting bit, I think, which is, so these two drum racks both of these go into this drum bus where I just apply this beat crusher on the whole thing halfway through the song, I think. So I assigned this pad to turn it on or off. Yeah, I usually use acoustic drum samples. I feel a bit not uncomfortable, but these sounds are not really my normal drum sounds I find really inspiring. But if I shove in a huge distortion or beat crusher, then it changes everything immediately. In an ugly but I think pleasant way. Anyway, all right, so the melodic content comes on these two tracks, bass and synth, and this is, I basically just put a lot of samples in this drum rack. Right now they're in this gate mode, which will make more sense in a second. And the synth track also has this big drum rack, which I just shoved in lots of these samples, and I kind of manually detuned them to cover 1 or 2 octaves. I didn't want to use I have access to Native Instruments contact, but I didn't want to use it so that once I share this live set, everyone will be able to load it up and use it. All right, so what's this big thing here? This is my custom Max for Live sequencer called nularmusic, and this is a prototype. This hasn't been released yet, but there's an earlier version of nularmusic on maxforlive.com. There's a link below. Check it out if you're interested. It's free, and what it does, it allows me to do this basically. Assigning sequences of notes or chords to one or more MIDI pads. Basically, I'm just hitting this one pad, and it cycles through a pre-programmed sequence, actually multiple sequences. And also you can store multiple presets. So this is preset 1, and the other preset is a completely different one. And I'm using these pads to switch between these two. I just used these two sequences. So the first one, I started with this intro thing. Something like this. I didn't use this melody content there, but then every time I hit this pad, I cycle through these notes, and that's what I did. So I think it was something like. Just basically keep playing this thing, and every once in a while I hit this pad to add the melody content. And the advantage of this system, which I've been building for over a year or maybe a year and a half even, is that I'm not locked to a tempo. I can just jam however I feel like, or however I feel. And then I switched to the other part, and here I think I assigned these two pads to a bass sequence. Going back to this bass track, you can see that whenever I hit this pad, hopefully you can see, this highlighted pad, then this 2-note sequence will advance, and the other pad, which you can't see on the screen, this does this, and I can combine these two. And then the synth is assigned to this. And I think it's a 4-chord sequence. So it's just And that's it. This is how I did all the melodic stuff and basically the whole thing. And I can just jam. Like this. And then, as I said, halfway through the song, I switched. I turned on this Pit Crusher, and then. But these are still the same nularmusic presets, so the same melodic content when I hear this pad. Yeah, if you're interested, as I said, on maxforlive.com, the previous version of nularmusic is available for free. And if you wanna be notified when the new version will be released, which is like a huge update compared to the previous one, then maybe follow me here on my YouTube channel or Instagram or wherever convenient. And I think that's also, I've got these two drum tracks, one bass track and one synth track. Maybe another interesting thing that I shoved in multiple instruments here. So there's this. Let me see what these are. Again, hopefully Loopop will be able to identify from these names. I think this is from the Hydra, maybe? So I did these drum racks, and then I programmed the exact sequence, like which notes I want to hear or which samples I want to play here in nularmusic. All right, and the final piece of the puzzle is just this very simple mastering chain I used while recording, just a multiband, Ableton's built-in multiband compressor, or multiband dynamics, and a master limiter. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, maybe like this video and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time.